Hi, my name is Mrs. Oliver, and I live up in the 4500 block. And I heard him say that women can't do it. Women can do it. Women is behind our men. The men is not behind our men.
Amen.
Word.
The man is not there, but the woman is there.
I felt that one.
And I'm not going to preach, but I want to say we have a lot over there. We need a multi-purpose center right in this neighborhood, right over there. There's a lot over there that belongs to the city. These children, they need something to do. This is of another generation. You can go back and say 20 years ago, yes, 20 years ago, you have to say today. Because what is up today is not going 20 years ago. No, this didn't happen 20 years ago. But now this is happening. We have all types and all types of attitudes. Children, they are out, and the parents, you need to know where your children are, and you need to become neighbors. And when you see these drugs, we have to band together, and this will stop. But you have to band together. Oh, and I'm not blaming anyone, because Billy was 20 years old, and in the 20 years, Billy touched a lot of lives, which I didn't know Billy. But I know Billy of today and of Friday. Plus, I know his mother. She walks down the alley every day. We talk a lot. And that's her son. Billy has touched all of our lives. Billy's going to touch all of our lives. This is not going to stop unless we stop it. And we have to stop it. We can't turn our heads no more. This is a new generation, and we cannot turn our heads. We have to come out there, and we have to get involved. Just like I was walking up the alley, I was looking at a guy. And I wasn't even really looking at him. He said, "Nosy, what are you looking at?" I said, "Child, I'm not even looking at you."
Which house was that?
And I know just what happened to Billy could have happened to me walking up that alley. And I wasn't looking at that guy. So I know we have to all join together. Oh, and our father died at 33. Billy died at 20. We don't know if Billy had lived what his life would have been. And the father didn't intend for him to die. The father didn't take him, but the father took him back to him. And the father has given him just a different life. We have a yoke. We have to curb this yoke. We have to be strong and tall. And this will stop. It will stop, but we have to band together. There's a lot over there. There's a vacant lot. It belongs to the city. We need to get involved. These people are running. They are knocking on our doors. So when they knock on our doors to get the vote, tell them about that lot over there. Tell them about our children don't have any place to play, no place to ride their bicycles, no place to do skating boards. They don't have anything. Nothing is in this neighborhood. They have to go out. We don't want our children out of the neighborhood. There's a lot right over here where a school used to be. And we need to band together. And this will stop. But you have to come out your house and you have to band together. And I love Colleen, and she's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful person. And just like I said, no, I didn't know Billy, but I know Billy now because I'm sitting there listening at the people talk about Billy. So if you can talk about Billy like that, do something about what's going on in your neighborhood. Get involved in your neighborhood. And you don't have to be no snitch. Just get involved and do something.
My name is Demonia. I knew Billy. When I heard Billy died, Top 1 came.
Take your time. Take your time.
Top 1 came rushing into my house, right? He told me his uncle died. I was just so sad. Billy was, I knew Billy for a long time. I knew for a short time. And I don't know. This is just so sudden. Billy was like a brother to me, and I hope his family is doing okay. I just want everybody to know that I wish God would bless this whole community. That's all.
Praise God.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Joseph Davies. I speak with an accent, even though I wasn't born here. I was born in Africa. And my wife is from here. My soulmate sister and brother are from here. Arlene, Gregory, Dominic, Jerry, Gerald, all of them next door neighbors. We all live here on Kingsway Road. But I knew Billy from one incident. We all traveled to Florida last year, right?
Yeah.
Last year for a vacation to the Bahamas. And he was on the boat with us, on the cruise with us. That's when I met him. But surprisingly, he's gone. And he left from us in a way that none of us appreciate, by a shotgun pierced upon him by wayward kids who don't have any sense of responsibility. For some reason, in our environment, the African American environment, we have driven the fathers out. We have driven the fathers out of our family. Now we look like as though we are driving the mothers out of our family. The boys who were supposed to be coming up and giving the safety nets are being driven on the street to drugs and all kinds of abuses. But let me say this, until we can pull together as a community to hold together and to provide the safety nets for our children, these young children who are coming up, who are standing before me and standing before you, until we can provide a safety net for them, we will also lose them. Because the street is where all of this demon that is being unleashed by Satan, this demon is now taking over our community. Let me tell you this, okay? If you don't believe this, Satan is at work, and he's determined to snatch everyone who come his way. Because let me say this to you, before this earth was created, Satan was here. And Jesus came to crush Satan. So I'm saying to you, prepare yourself. If you don't believe in God, I would say to you, go to church. Go to church and just hear a good sermon, because Satan is at work. I say to the bereaved family, have my sympathy, and let us know when the funeral will be there, because my family wants to be there to comfort you and to console you. Thank you all again. Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, my name is Sharon and I'm Billy's aunt. And I heard a lot of great things you all said about my nephew. One of the things that I'm going to always cherish about Billy is Billy was, as much as he accomplished what he accomplished in a short period of life, he was so fun. You know, he was so fun. And no matter what you did or where you went, Billy could make a joke out of it. You know, and he would, I mean, you could be serious and it could be a serious conversation, and Billy would turn the seriousness into something funny all the time. So if those of you that didn't get to know him, you know, trust me, talk to some of these folks that really knew him. Billy was the funniest guy and would do the silliest things and had the most pleasant expression when he would do it, that you couldn't help but laugh with him, because just his facial expressions alone would make you laugh, you know. But even with that, he was very curious about the Bible. I remember a period that my mother and him went through this debate all the time. He always would quote different things out of the Bible, and she would say, Billy, I don't think it means that. He would say, yeah, let's look it up. And they would, you know, hold this debate, because he was a great debater, you know. So I know that for me, I am going to miss what I know he would have become, you know. but I also know that he's already becoming what God intended him to become. And so he's probably looking at us now up there with Jesus, cracking a joke. He probably saying, look at them down there all in the holler, talking all this. They should have told me that while I was there. Because that's the kind of character and spirit he had. So I just want y'all to remember that side of him and remember that, and look out for my niece Ariane, because her big brother is gone. And even though he picked on her all the time, so she told me the other day, he told her, you got 258 days. Is that how many days you had out of his room? Because every time she would do something, he said, that's another day. Couldn't go in his room. But, just keep Ariane under your wings and Taquan, because they still going to be here in this community. And as a community, I agree with the brother over there saying, and the lady, I don't know where she went, but this community has to stand together. And you have to stand together, because when you stand together, you stand strong. So it's real important, and it is important to contact the mayor and find out about that lot. Because if your children don't have anywhere to go, and they get bored, and they get hot long enough, it's going to cause trouble. So I don't know who this guy is. I hope they catch him. He's got a family, he's got a brother, a mother, a father or cousin or somebody somewhere. I'm sure he wouldn't want that to happen to him. So just look out for each other and take care of each other. And God bless all y'all. Thank you for coming out.
So I guess I know quite a bit about Billy, because him and I, everywhere we went, we kind of traveled together. I had to always come here and pick him up. And if we going to the church or we going to Cascade Lake, I had to come and pick him up and always look. I said, well, if anything happened to my truck, I said, I got Billy in the back. Because he's a comical guy. And him and I, in the last month, I didn't know what it was. In the last month, him and I have been together more in this last, I say 5 weeks than we ever been, I guess, in the last 5 years. Because I went to his graduation and we come out of there. I said, Bill, let's go out for dinner. He said, you want to go? He said, oh yeah, Granddad, I thank you. I said, okay, well, we go out for dinner. So we went out, ate dinner. I said, you full? I said, eat much as you can. He said, I cannot eat no more. I said, well, I want you to be full when you come out of here. Then I gave him a few dollars. Then last week, less than last week, I think I had him to take a test. And he was a little bit longer in there. He put his finger up. I'll be right out. I said, okay, but he always figured I'm going to fuss at him. So he come out, he said, Granddad, I'm sorry, I was a little bit late, but I just couldn't come out in no crowd. I said, that's okay, Billy, you my grandson, don't worry about it. But, I love Billy so I can't hardly talk, because I've been grieving ever since he passed away. I've been grieving. Because he come on and help me to do things, and I'm going to miss him for that. So I appreciate all of y'all coming out. I could go on because I've been around him for over 20 years, because Colleen's my daughter. But I'll never have a better grandson than him. And I'm not lying. Some people brag on their children just because they're their children. But if there ain't no count, I say there ain't no count. But Billy is can count. I'll tell anybody that. That boy worked with me over there where I work at. I work for a bus company, and I'm 76 years old, and I still work. I say, look, Billy, I work. He said, yeah, Granddad, I see you work. You work all the time. I said, yes, I do. But he wasn't lazy. He cut all these people's grass. I had to go home and I got to go home and cut grass for these people. I got to paint this woman's porch. I said, okay. I told Colin, I said, I had work for the boy to do for me at the house. He's going over there cutting grass. I was going to pay him something. But he figured he had to, couldn't let these people down, because he loved his neighborhood. So that's all I can say right now, because I don't want to take up no more time. Thank you.